So, Jai Bharat to all of you. And today's video is about work experience. Interview ka samay aa gaya hai. A lot of you have work experience and you worked in various companies. So there are a lot of questions that are asked. And I think आपका interview बहुत कुछ introduction के बाद and why B school ke alawa, it is going to move around work experience. A lot of people think that it is only extracurricular activities or hobbies and interests are important, but I think they are very much apart from academics. They are very much interested in knowing what have you done. Business schools are always selfish about themselves. उनको ना what we call ripe fruit, पके पकाए फल चाहिए. तो जो ये वर्क एक्सपीरियंस वाले लोग हैं, दे आर लो हैंगिंग फ्रूट्स बिकॉज उनको पता है दैट द मोमेंट कंपनीज वुड लुक एट देयर प्रोफाइल एंड अदर थिंग्स, they have a higher chance of getting recruited. And that is why business schools keep a good kind of balance between students with work experience and students without work experience. Because freshers bring energy, diversity, fresh thoughts, they can be molded. और कंपनीज को ये भी चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं है कि फ्रेशर्स नहीं चाहिए, ये भी चाहिए. बिकॉज जो लोग बहुत ट्रेंड होकर के आते हैं, कई लोग एक एचआर पॉलिसी होती है that they don't want to select those students because they cannot mold them as per their cultural. So cultural crashes and issues happen, which is why work experience is such an important really, and it's a win-win for both any kind of a group you are in. It doesn't matter. So what I will do is that like every time I'm going to share one file, आप उसका screenshot ले लीजिएगा because फिर हम उस फाइल को हटा देंगे और उसके बाद I'm going to discuss the same set of questions. I think around 8 to 10 questions are there. So let me share that file with you. So this is it. I hope it is visible to all of you. So let's go through these questions. So why did you choose your current career path? Tell me about a significant project you worked on. Describe a situation where you faced a challenge at work and overcame it. How did you work in a team? Tell me about a time when you disagreed with a team member or boss. How did you handle feedback and criticism? What skills have you developed that will help you succeed in business school? And tell us about a time when you took initiative or demonstrated problem solving. How would you describe your leadership style? Right. So these are questions which are there. Please take a screenshot of this. I'm going to discuss each one of these questions one by one. Okay. चलिए फिर एक एक क्वेश्चन करके लेते हैं. एंड अभी तो बहुत सारे बिजनेस स्कूल्स के रिजल्ट्स हैव कम, कैप रिजल्ट्स हैव कम, सो कई जगह आपसे लिखवाएंगे. And these are the questions they will make you write, isn't it? So it's good to really know. So it's not only preparing for interviews, this is also preparing for SOPs, right? Most of the statement of purposes would have these are the kind of questions which are being asked. I've made people write number of my students on these issues. चलिए शुरू करते हैं. So why did you choose your current career path? Now, it's a very loaded question because it's not very clear whether they're asking you about uh, the current job or is it like, so they will make you more specific. If they're asking you about the current career path in the sense that where you are currently working, why did you choose that? That's a very easy question because you did your engineering or you did your BBA or you did your commerce or you did some other subjects, right? You are a doctor. It's but natural that you will get jobs that are related to your area. A lot of engineers would not get that area. For example, let's take up if I'm a mechanical engineer and I'm working in a software firm, and if they ask you, why did you choose a current career path? Now, a lot of times people think that I have to lie or, make up a story. It's not required. You can tell very honestly two things. There are two truths. One, while in college, you got deeply interested in coding, right? Data analytics. Uh, that is one part of it. And therefore, you chose along with that money because many of these IT companies give much more money than the core companies, right? If you look at, sorry, public sector units, PSUs, apart from PSUs, most of, barring few exceptions, obviously, mechanical engineering jobs, very less salary, 20,000, 15,000, 20, 25,000. It's very sad. But then we are exploited. So I think that is what I would say. Now, so you can say that okay, I was very interested in coding and dash dash dash, and therefore I chose a software company. But there is another harsher truth. Job ही नहीं है, right? Okay, some of the top colleges would have it. वहाँ भी लोग struggle कर रहे हैं. But largely mechanical, core, electrical, civil, people are facing challenges. There is no, point hiding it, and you can be very truthful, and you can tell them that, look, where are the jobs? So my first duty to myself and to my family is that to have a semblance of uh, financial stability. I belong to a middle class family. That's one. Second, where do I apply my skills? And engineering is not only about technical skills. Engineering is also about I have grown from being a boy or a girl to being a man and a woman. So I've developed a lot of leadership skills. I've developed a lot of other skills. And combined with that, the lack of jobs, I would have loved a job in mechanical had I got it some similar kind of work profile and at least some semblance of salary. So you can actually talk very honestly on these issues, right? You don't need to really hide it, or you don't have to be apologetic about it. कई बार क्या होता है ना, जॉब्स नहीं मिलता है, ये भी बहुत प्रॉब्लम है. लेट्स टेक अप, कॉलेज से इंजीनियरिंग का जॉब ही नहीं मिला, अब क्या करें? सो वी टेक अप जॉब्स विच आर नॉट engineering jobs, sales job, right? Teachers, a lot of them, young engineers are working with engineering coaching institutions, management coaching institutions, CLAT, IP MAT. यहाँ जॉब मिल जाता है, स्कूल में टीचर हो जा रहे हैं, राइट? नथिंग रॉन्ग, देयर इज अ डिग्निटी ऑफ वर्क एंड लेबर, आई हैव लॉट ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट. इंटरव्यूअर को भी पता होता है, राइट? वो कुछ चांद सितारे से नहीं आए, वो यहीं के हैं, हमारे आपके बीच के हैं, राइट? देर आर योर दे आर बेसिकली योर एल्डर ब्रदर्स एंड सिस्टर्स. They are your uncles and aunts, and they are your like parents. So they understand, they've come from the same society. So why did you work? And a lot of times, sometimes you may have worked for 2 months, you have given experience of 10 months also. That also they understand, but a lot of times they will ignore. Okay, chalo, theek hai. Right? Because they understand what kind of city you come from, the lack of opportunities. They understand companies ask for work experience. I'm not saying that they are doing a great thing or you are doing a great thing by doing that. But then I think harsh reality of life. So sometimes even that is accepted kind. But they are going to ask you questions for sure, right? And they would make sure that they have fair understanding of what you have done in your work. So you can tell that current career path is because of that. And then the next question comes up is that why management? Now, why management I've already discussed in earlier videos. You can look at it, but you can connect with your career path, how you've developed, you know, work ethics, how you've really expanded your horizons. Now you look at, you were doing a very technical job, or you were doing a job which was very narrow, and you wanted to expand your horizons, take up more responsible roles, right? Take up leadership roles, grow fast in life, career growth, career progression. So many things are there, isn't it? So these are some of the things which you'll have to really talk why this current path, and also to shorten the growth and acceleration of your career. So I think the first question was this, and I've discussed it a bit. Tell me about a significant project you worked on. Yeah, so this is important. See, engineers and all that, they get a lot of projects, and even if you're working in startup as a non-engineer also, you get a project. But there are some jobs, they do not have as such any project. You'll have to really understand a project doesn't mean a certain fixed date and an end date. It could be a part of your work. It could be very small things. Let's take up, I am in an audit firm. I'm an accountant, right? I'm a commerce student. I'm an accountant. Now, if I'm working with one chartered accountant, I can be given a project. Let's take up moving to Abhi, right now I'm in Bangalore. So from Bangalore to I went to Mysuru on an audit project, and there I did this. And if you have done audit, you would know that there are a lot of times you have to ethical dilemmas are there. Books are not good. You're requested. You're paid money. You are offered money, in fact, offered other aspects of it, and then these are the kind of challenges you face. And sometimes the projects are very significant. You go to a very big company and you do an audit, and you know that there's something wrong which is going on, or there's something really amazing that is going on in that particular company. So you can talk about that. That was the significance of it. I did something, I wrote something because of that. I protected investors' interests. So that could be a significant. Engineers के लिए तो मुझे लगता नहीं है there is any problem. If you're working with TCS or Infosys or any of the IT firms or data analytics firms, mechanical engineering firms, any kind of those, you will always get something or the other to really talk a lot about. So you can talk, but only talking will not do. What did you learn? Isn't it? What is it that you learned? You felt that it is significant. What impact it had? और अगर नंबर्स में आप बात करें ना, number of impacts in terms of the growth of the company, profitability of the company, growth rate of the company. If you talk in these terms, it's much better. So as a budding business manager, you should always talk in terms of numbers and on sales figures, revenue figures, profitability, losses, right? CAGR, compounded average growth rate. That kind of an impact. Quantitative terms is what most of the business schools will really love hearing from you. Third question. Describe a situation where you faced a challenge at work and overcame it. I was talking about audit challenges. Sometimes the books are cooked and you found that out and you were being offered money, you were being coerced, you were being threatened, that kind of a challenge, and how you overcame that kind of a question. Sometimes there are, greenfield projects or turnkey projects. You got the opportunity to really take up a project and deliver the project to a client on a turnkey basis, right? And the challenges could be team challenges, challenges could be recruitment challenges, challenges could be night out. You have to work a lot, very hard. Work life balance has gone haywire, and then you have to talk about how you faced these challenges. So I think largely it's about planning, right? Delegating. So there are a couple of things in which you can talk about how you overcame those challenges. Maybe some of the other projects which you were working on, some of the other things, personal things which you had taken, you kind of for moment you know you started investing less time and you started investing here more time, and then you came back. So each one of us have our own way of dealing with challenges. Talk about it, talk to your mentors, discuss these questions, but they are very important, isn't it? And if you wish to discuss with me, I am more than open for it. There's no problem. You can just write it down. I'll try and put my views on that. How do you work in a team? Now, so most of us work in a team, isn't it? Nobody is working alone in isolation. So you can talk about what kind of a team member you are sometime, and you can be pretty honest about it. See, you can be a part of team, you are very vocal, right? You're a bit aggressive. You can speak and your personality will show up. You can be somebody who is polite but assertive, right? I think I come in that category. I'm not trying to praise myself. There is no team member who is less valued than others. Like there are people who are like a certain personality. But I would say I'm slightly less assertive, not very high. I'm not very aggressive, right? But I'm mostly polite and I can take up blows. Like if you say things to me, I'll take it. If you're personal about me, I won't really shoot back. I will try to really focus on the issue rather than my personal issue. But there are some people who are very docile. I think they need to change it, change their this thing. If you're that kind of a team member, you can say, right now I'm not very aggressive or I'm docile, but I need to be in between, right? I used to be pretty docile, I must admit. But over a period of time, in fact, business schools, presentations, work, that ensured that I became a bit more assertive than I was earlier. So I would shy away from confronting. Fight करना पसंद नहीं था, right? And unpleasant चीजों को बोलना पसंद नहीं, वो अभी भी पसंद नहीं है. Maybe because of that, I'm a teacher. So you can say that these are a couple of things, but how do you work in a team? You would know. Think over it. ऐसे कुछ मत लिख दीजिए किसी का भी सुन करके. Every answer you should think deeply. Take opinions about others, like from your friends and family. That what kind of a person I am. Even in a family, what kind of do I take initiative? or do I just be a part of it? Am I good? There is something to improve. Write it down. और अगर आप ऐसे लिख देना कि no, I need to improve as a team member. Of late I've started thinking. It will be appreciated. You trust me. It's not that बस ऐसे ही कुछ भी आप अगर आप सोच करके लिखते हैं तो प्रोफेसर्स आर प्रिटी गुड. They really appreciate if you are being straightforward, honest, and you've given a thought over it, right? Personal answers are much better than generic answers. Something which is very deeply personal to you, it should come out. What other question? Tell me about a time you disagreed with a team member or boss. The idea is not to show yourself as a superman or a superwoman, isn't it? If you are one of them, good. But you can put it very normal things in terms of disagreement. For example, let's take up what can happen. There are certain communication to students with my team member. Uh, you know, for example, let's take up. I'm someone who doesn't celebrate 100 percentile and is not overtly very concerned if somebody gets 20 percentile. Obviously, student knows that I did not get it because for whatever reason I could not really study properly. Maybe health reason, maybe some other family reason, somebody else's health issues, and therefore, both of us understand that why it happened. So the respect for you as an individual is same. It doesn't change in me, right? And if you get 100 percentile, I will just get relieved that you got 100 percentile or 99.9, but I don't get that elated because मुझे पहले से पता है, आपको भी पता है कि that okay. But the only thing is that okay, Lady Luck has kind of, if not smiled, ensured that whatever your hard work, it gets reflected. Now, I'm that kind of a person. So, if somebody really communicates, I have this result, that result, normally I don't appreciate as a team member. I would like to keep it very simple. So, this is my way. So, I may disagree that why are you splashing so much of result? This has happened, that has happened. Because I don't want to give anyone undue importance. For me, academics is different and being a good human being is different, right? So, professional is different, personal. So, even on a professional front, if you are topping and all that, what great you have done. Every year there are thousands of 99 percentilers, isn't it? So I don't get really overawed by this, but some of my team members do get sometimes. So there is a difference of opinion. If I'm a leader, I prevail. But when I was not a leader, let's take up, when I was a team member, I would be vocal about it. What is the need? This way you talk in in these interviews where you value somebody else's opinion, but you also put your point of view. So the question is about where you disagreed with a team. Put data. Okay, this is where I disagreed. Not on emotions. This is the reason I disagreed. It was accepted. It was rejected, and I still felt that this was it. But because we are a team, before we take a decision, I have every right to put my views. Once a decision is taken, I'm a part of the team. I'll go 100% on it. That could be one of your answers, and you can discuss further with your friends and with your mentors. Okay, how do you handle feedback and criticism? Very difficult question, right? Very, very difficult question. Uh, it's not so easy as a human being. If you are an emotional person, if somebody criticizes you, it's so difficult. And over a period of time, some of your closest people, if they criticize you, and it's very difficult to take it. But even otherwise, uh, what do I say? So it rankles. It remains in the brain. So some of the very emotional people, they get affected. We know film stars, cricketers, a lot of them get impacted. Personally, if you ask me, I have a very thick skin. आप गाली देते रहिए, I can take it. So I played so much of cricket, बहुत गाली सुने हैं वहां पे, right? So sports really teaches you how to take criticism because people do criticize. अरे तुमने बॉल ठीक से नहीं फेंका, ये वाला बॉल पे तो सिक्स मारना था, तुमने कुछ नहीं किया, एक रन ले लिया. काफी गाली देते हैं. तो वहां पर से आप सीख जाते हैं. So if you're a sports person, I think you will get it, right? But if you've never played or if you've never been in work situation, then you will feel criticism will bite you. How do you deal with it? I think you should always uh, forget the messenger who criticized you. Uh, and you look at the criticism. And if you find that There is some merit in that. You don't even have to thank the person, right? Work on it. That's what I would say. And if you find that it was an emotional outburst, reject it. Just don't give a damn to it. Although बुरा लगता है, फिर भी don't give a damn to it. Everybody cannot be your friend, and there are some people who are just, what do you say? They don't have, without reason they can criticize you. How can you stop somebody? Right? Mad people are there in this world. So they will not like your face, and you know everybody is not going to like it. So you can't keep pleasing others. So criticism has to be merit based. And if there is a merit based, you should have your mind, read it properly, work on it, ensure that criticism is taken care of. And that is how you can give a situation that, okay, this criticism came for me and I try to handle it. For example, procrastination is I've been talking this year a lot about it because that's my I get criticized for it, right? People will keep saying, "Arey, you have not responded. Arey, you have not done this." But now I'm trying to do it. I just got a phone call. I was thinking that maybe, I have to immediately call back. But otherwise, earlier it would just remain and not deliberate. It just, what do you say? I can't say anything, right? So, but I'm working on it. So there are things which you will get criticized for, and you need to work on it and constant improvement in whatever you are doing. So be very forthright on that. We are not gods, right? There are a lot of weaknesses in us, and we can also be pretty vulnerable to criticism, and you have to really handle it carefully. Okay. What skills have you developed that will help you succeed in business school? So communication skill, leadership qualities, uh, data skills, logical thinking skills, analytical skills, uh, Excel sheets, reading financial statements, right? You have done a lot of Coursera courses or Udemy courses. These are so soft skills and hard skills, both teamwork, isn't it? So you can talk lots of things everywhere, give examples and plausible examples, right? Something which is taken from your day-to-day life, from your work situation or your from college situation, and don't make it up too much. Sometimes, yes, there are no situations. So, but this question, I think you will get a lot of things to really. So, it also talks about how to success in business school. So, success in business school is about transforming yourself, right? From where you entered and how it really came out. So, you need to be good with studies, isn't it? That's the first thing. And you need to be able to take up immense pressure in a business school. You cannot imagine what kind of pressure it is. You have to go through it. It's pretty challenging and enjoyable. So not to really make you feel bad, kind of nervous about it, but the pressure is crazy. After that, you just, get used to handling those kind of pressure. So tell us a time where you took initiative or demonstrated problem solving. Initiation is not essential you have done in job. It could be social work. It could be some Insta or Facebook or anywhere where you thought you felt something very strongly and you've taken a lead, or you helped in company problem solving. Most of the IT companies, there are problems and you solve. A lot of manufacturing firms would also have problem solving opportunities. Startup would have problem solving opportunities. Even financial firms would have problem solving opportunities. So problem, and it could be a small problem which you have solved, but talk about it, right? Last question for today. How do you describe your leadership style? This is very interesting. This is my area of interest. So leadership style, for example, one could be a leadership style which is a what alpha male, I hope you know, very aggressive kind of people. So they make their presence felt. And those kind of people, their leadership style is almost like top down. Like I am hearing that Gautam Gambhir is like that. I don't know, but people are saying that he's not on good terms with senior players because his leadership style is like Greg Chappell earlier, right? He would not take everyone. So whatever he has made a rule, it's absolute. So that's one of the leadership styles. And I'm not saying this is a wrong leadership style. A lot of, for example, Trump is like that. Putin is like that, right? So very successful managers are like that. So they are able to get their work done. The moment they come there, fear. And fear is a motivator for a lot of people to work. So we can't just say that, okay, but to say that they will always be a success, no, it's not like that. All kinds of leadership styles would does succeed. It depends on what is your personality. For example, my personality is slightly uh, what do you say? It's a combination of a couple of things. So I can't be very direct with somebody in terms of criticizing people, but I do share two times, three times in a very soft way that, look, you need to improve. Look, you need to improve. So my leadership style is more collaborative, but at the same time a bit assertive, right? Not very aggressive, but not docile at all. There's some people who are very nice people, right? They are team workers. They delegate, they work in a team. Their nature is so nice. They spread positivity, happiness. If you're one of them, that's your leadership style. And they are also super successful. So please remember, there is no leadership style which is a abject failure or a super successful. It all depends whether you need to think about yourself, ask your friends, family, what kind of a person you are. And based on the kind of person you are, you choose your leadership style, or without choosing, instinctively, intuitively, you will find that you follow a certain leadership style, right? So you can give examples to people, famous examples, and say, okay, I'm like them, and that will be pretty fine. And you can give some work situations where you followed such leadership style and with some good results, right? So the next one I'm going to come up with on ethical and behavioral questions, not today, and current events and business knowledge and diversity and contribution. So I think another 15 questions I'm going to discuss on ethical and behavioral and current affairs and diversity kind of a questions. So I'm signing off, right? Jai Hind and God bless to all of you.